Welcome back to Dalren Models and the final review of the Alpha Model Ferrari 812 Superfast. First off, I'd like to thank Alpha Model for sending me this kit. It's been a privilege to be able to build it and review it for them, and I hope you've enjoyed the progress and following along with me as I've done that. This was my first model that I've built from Alpha Model, so when I received the box I was really excited to see what the quality was like and how it built up, so I got stuck straight in with it as soon as it arrived. So for those that followed the build series, you'll know I used the hobby design parts where I could to enhance it, so things like the carbon fibre decals, the tyre valves, things like that. To me it made sense to use their parts as they're part of the Alpha Model company. One owns the other, so as I'm showcasing their models and their stuff, I thought it made sense to use their decals as well. And the first time I'd used those as well, and I have to say that I was happy, I was impressed with them. Very high quality, didn't tear, went down as you can see smoothly, conformed to the corners and everything, so yeah, very impressed with those. So the only downside I had with that side of it was with that front nose section, as you can see it coming around there. It being one piece moulded into the body, if I'd have painted it all yellow and left it, it wouldn't have been a problem, but because I wanted to carbon fibre it, I found it quite difficult to get into that space. Saying that, it's not anything against the model or the kit or the design, I chose to go down that route, but I think some of the kits that they've done, some of the newer ones, those sort of pieces are separate, and I think will make a lot easier for adding detail like carbon fibre trim and stuff. So you can tell as their kits have come on that they're making progress, and each time they're learning from the last, doing new things, increasing the quality of the kits. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with their new upcoming ones. As far as the rest of the bodywork went, it was very little clean up. It was very smooth resin, very nicely moulded, and it's the same with the interior. That I'd say was a work of art with all the extra parts and things to increase the details, and that made painting and detailing it a lot easier as well. So the only real problem I had with the build was with the calipers and the hubs not fitting, and that could have been something that I was doing wrong as I was lining it up, but I couldn't see another way of doing it, so it's one of those things. But I managed to get around it, and the wheels are on as they should be, so it's not the end of the world to do that. And the only other area that I'd say was a problem, or for me it was the headlight covers. There's two options in the box, as I showed you at the beginning. There's vacuum formed ones that you have to cut to shape, and there are the flat clear ones which have a black trim around them. So I opted to go with those, and due to the complex surface shape for the headlights, because there isn't a single flat area there, they were a bit difficult to go down, and don't really sit fully. So I'm not overly happy with those. If I was to do another one, I would definitely use the vac form parts, and they should sit better without any issues, so keep that in mind if you choose to do this kit. Other than that, I'd say the build was flawless. I didn't have any issues with any of the other parts or areas. Overall it was an enjoyable build. Lots of little PE pieces gave it a bit more interest, things like the mesh, wipers, little indicators. It all comes together to make a really nice built model. So I know you can get those bits as detail sets for normal plastic kits, but it's nice to have them in the box. So yeah, really enjoyed it. As I said, it went together well with no real fitment issues for the most part. So it was nice to see. You hear stories about resin kits and parts fits and clean up and things like that, and there was none of that on this kit. It was really nicely presented, really nicely moulded, as I said before. No real flash. There was a little bit, but it was very, very minor. It's not anything to complain about, and it's to be expected generally on these sort of kits, but it's far, far better than some resin kits that you'll see on the market. So that was really nice to see. So that leads on to the big question, are they worth it? I know there's people that have commented on my posts as I've been progressing with the build, saying about the costs being high and they're expensive or overpriced and all the rest of it. And yeah, for a curbside kit that says no engine detail, no suspension detail or anything like that, the best part of 150 quid for a kit is steep. But saying that, it's a small, low volume production of a resin kit, and anyone that's familiar with sort of resin parts and things like that know that they're more expensive to produce. Low volumes are generally more expensive. It's not like a Tamiya kit that's mass produced with injection moulding. It's a completely different manufacturing process and things like that that comes with a higher cost. The other side of it is the photo etch pieces that you get, and all those little details. If you were to go and get a Tamiya kit and then go and buy a detail set for it, the price starts adding up anyway. And I know I've had builds when I've introduced those and I've put the turn metal parts with it as well as photo etch and things like that. You can easily run up to 100, 150 quid anyway. So it depends on where you are in the market as to how much you want to spend on a build, really. Personally, I think that they're worth it. They build up to a nice model. They look good in the display cabinet along with all of the other models, and I'm happy with it. If I had the opportunity to do another one, I would jump at it. I know Alpha Model have more kits in the pipeline that they're bringing out. I'm certainly, for one, looking forward to seeing some of them and getting an opportunity to build them again. So yeah, that's my review of this. So again, I'd like to thank Alpha Model for the opportunity to do this and for sending me the kit. It was very much appreciated and a very enjoyable build. So, and I look forward to the next one. So thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time.